this institution, especially looking at giving skills to young people? When you talk vocational tech, it's usually about giving vocational technical education. Just tell us how the dream came about and how we arrived here.
Yeah, so let me say thank you for the invite, and I'm happy to be here again to talk to young Liberians across the country. The St. John Vocational Training Institute was birthed in 2021. That was the year after I graduated from the United Methodist University. And as young person in university, often there are some challenges that we will all come. Let's say we came through, and some of us started thinking other ways. Say, but if I had another, and let's say if I know, let's say, knowing a skill or some vocational knowledge before coming to this university, I would have helped myself better than what is it now, because you can be depending on sponsor and donor for everything every time you want to maybe even get breakfast on the campus, you want to be maybe baking friends and things. So I said, but what can I do so that maybe in the future, other young people cannot just blindly after high school graduation just jump into university, not knowing the challenges in the university and all those things. So I thought to myself, I said, but my father I already laid some basis for me too. He has some building in the LBS community, which of course he himself too is into this educational thing. And I said, but then on the sleepy hours here, I can open some program that can help young people who want to learn vocational skills, so that before going to university, or so that those we got not everybody want to go to university, so that they can be able to help themselves and provide for themselves, because those skills those vocational different courses are all marketable, that anybody can use it to live their life. They don't want to, if they don't want to go to university. So that was how I started the program in 2021 by September then. And then up since that time, we've been progressing, and we've been able to train close to 70 young person graduates who are working in different areas across the country. And now we're having training a batch of almost 50 persons about to go for internship again to do, let's say, job training across the country. And another intake again of close to 70% again. So we've been making progress, and thankfully the young people are responding. So we feel like we just need to do more, so that the energy and the passion that God has put in us to do this, so that it can just go in vain, so that let young people benefit from our own dream and thing.
So it's roughly 2 years plus now. You have been on this initiative. You want to tell us about some of the courses you offered at that institution?
Yeah. So basically, we vocational programs are kind of diverse, because the courses now we teach at the SVTI, the St. John Vocational Training Institute. We teach the plumbing. The country is fast developing, so there's a need for people who are people who have the basic knowledge and skills. So we teach plumbing, we teach electricity. Liberia is out of verge of maybe transition when it comes to the electricity era, where every day there's something new. Every day there's some LDC want to advance, LDC want to stretch beyond, and the new workforce and things. So we're teaching electricity, we're teaching this new type of septic tank making, biodigester. We're teaching beauty care and cosmetology, and we teach computer, we teach professional driving, we teach tailoring, we teach air conditioning and freezer repair, we teach construction or masonry, the laying block and all the tile laying and all the things we teach it. We've been doing well since. So these are some of the courses we are offering now.
So looking at the wide range of the different courses you are offering, what comes to mind is the cost that goes into running this kind of program. You will need the various instructors, you will need instructional materials and the rest of it. What sort of finance goes into this? Is it an expensive venture? How do you generate such money to run such a program that appears to be costly?
So it's just that the program, to some extent, was funded under philanthropic or humanitarian nature, because our aim has not been to make profit, because if you compare the SVTI, what we pay, what students are giving there, to other schools in the region, yeah, you get to realize that the fees that they are paying at SVTI is very low, because like I popular always say in the radio advertisement I say, but our aim is not to make profit, but to see to it that young people can be able to take advantage of the marketable skills and be able to do something for themselves, because we realize that our people are kind of a little bit vulnerable and they are gullible, because somebody will just graduate from university today, the next day you start to see that person behind friends. And I mean, graduate from high school, said the next day you see that person behind friends, and then in the soonest future months after, you see that person now already Zogo. So SVTR fees are very, very, very affordable. What we do is, uh, before our opening, that now in this period now we have an advertisement running, and we have billboards all planted across the communities, and then we say people should only register and enroll the program for 9 months. It's a diploma program.
Now, when you say, at a low cost, you want to tell us about what are some of those costs associated
Okay,
with,
like
entering the school?
like the plumbing, like the electricity, like the construction and beauty care. People register $65, and then that $65 will take that person for 9 months, and that person will be able to get a diploma and go for internship, everything. Because a lot of those other skill training schools around here will not send the students for real, let's say, job training, so that they get the physical, they get real life experience of what they're learning.
They just do the
They
theoretical
just do the
aspect.
theory aspect in the classroom, and then they say, oh, we're grading 3,000 person, we're grading 4,000 person. What about they just had that, theory in the classroom, and then after that they go graduate. But at SVTI, we ensure that after the training in the classroom for like 6 to 8 months, students are sent out on real life training, where they will go, the beauty care girl will go to salon across the country and do beauty care and do hair making and know how it takes to run a salon, because they will be under somebody's supervision for like 3 months. And the scene with the construction student now have
as
people,
part of the 9 months.
yeah, as part of the
So
9 months.
6 months will be for the theoretical aspect.
Yeah, 6
3
months
months.
on the calendar is 6 months for theoretical aspect, and 3 months
3
for
months for
the internship. But it often run up to sometimes 12 months, because they break in the holidays, the different student behavior, and all the things that can sometimes drag you up to 10, 11, 12 months. And even now, so we have some students that are doing that internship at the African Dream Academy. Because you will not know whether they are students. They are doing the day construction in the St. John
so
Vocational Training School.
they are currently in grade school, but also taking advantage of the initiative.
No, they did construction at the SVTI, they did masonry. But now the representative of District Number 6, who was a guest speaker of our past program, is also doing the refurbishing of this, I think his Heaven Care Children Clinic.
Okay.
So St. John have a huge number of that workforce there is the students from
helping.
St. John.
Okay.
St. John Vocational School. They are laying black there, they are doing everything, but you will not know that they are students, because they don't have uniform on them doing the work.
So how many, sorry for jumping in here, how many graduations have you had since you started off in 2020?
We've had one graduation since 2021. We started operating because we already started the operation 2022, because the school already opened 2022. Since that time, we have one graduation, and now we have another batch of students on internship.
So how many persons graduated in that batch?
In that batch, we had like 60% graduating. They were ready 65, 70%, but then 60% were on the program. So 60% graduated that day. And then since that time, we called with another batch of students, and then now we have another batch of 50% going for internship.
Okay, so you must have been following these graduates. Do you have any success stories? You graduated them. Have you had some stories like they've gone out, they are succeeding? Do you have such stories that you can share?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because if you have like now we have students who are working with the LDC. We have some of our students who did electricity in the past with us. They are working with the LDC. A lot of them are subcontracting, because the LDC too will also delegate contract to low contractors to do. And some of our students are probably working with those subcontract groups on the LDC. And a lot of those girls who did beauty care now, some of them running their own salons. Like I think I visited one of those salons around beyond the ERBC. You will not know whether she people will not put a certificate up on the wall so you can know that they are from the
Yeah.
SVTR.
Mhm.
But one of them got a salon right behind EFBC. They aren't EFBC, but the SKD area there. She got a salon there. Another one of them got a salon somewhere Bananve. They come from far places to come in the community
Do,
here.
do you visit them to look and see what they're doing?
Oh yeah, I feel honored and I feel so happy when I see those people who were, I'm a young man.
Mhm.
A lot of people who come to the school are way somehow older than me. Somehow, I provide instruction for them, but they are older than me. And sometimes I realize that this could be my father friend.
Now, I'm very concerned about the qualification, of the teachers you have in the school. Are they trained, qualified individuals who are teaching these students?
So we have professional teachers. We did our evaluation. We did as proper examination before recruiting teachers. Doing the recruitment way back then, we did all the formalities that were that are in place with, in line with the
The curriculum?
not curriculum per se, but the ministry has some requirements when it comes to opening a TVET school, and we are in fulfillment of all that. It's just that TVET is not being teach to get, for people to get AA degree in Liberia, but you have to have somebody who is way experienced in the subject matter to be able to teach another person who want to get a diploma. So that is why we're doing that. The people who we have teaching different courses are people who have had 15 to 20 years of experience when it comes to practical on the field. Because SVTR will teach 80% practical and the rest is just theory. You have to do theory for a few months and then the rest is practical. Every time our students do new display, if you visit our Facebook page, that you will see different display of student activities and things.
So sometimes, I'm sorry, Tagla. Sometimes, do these students talk to you about the impact of the training they got from your institution on their lives? Because you talk about skills, some of them have opened their own private, businesses. Some are having experience working with other groups. Do they say back to you what their stories are, how their stories have changed as a result of the training?
Yes. So I had a student, I think, in the last recruit. The people that are going for internship now, I had one student in the last recruit who, when he came to the campus, his demeanor, when I look at him, his physical appearance and things, I didn't want to take him in the program because I felt maybe he would have been a bad impact to the general student body.
You mean his physical appearance?
His physical appearance. Because,
Okay.
sometimes they raise youth and things,
Mhm.
when they are sleeping, want to maybe be a race youth and things, they are being people called Zogo looking and things. So I say about them, I can't really take them in the program. But then my little sister too, who is also offering some service there to say, but not everybody can see and judge Josh, then that let's take him and that observing for the next.
And what
2-3
was your
months.
fear?
My fear was, one bad apple can sometimes spoil the rest of the other apples. So I didn't want it to be like maybe I get a person included in the program, then maybe they come, and then the other young people too who are in the program too, they get maybe spoiled or they get maybe vulnerable and then be carried by the man. So I was kind of careful too. So I don't have police there. I don't have anybody there. I only have myself as a young person supervising them. So you have to be sometimes careful. But then realizing all the last 6 months of training with the federal, I've been observing him, and it was just like maybe somebody was just sleeping and they go and realize their mistake after they started seeing their usefulness. They realized their mistake. So this guy now is doing positive things. I see him always like, oh bro, Raphael, oh bro, your whole morphology now, some people just want you to get getting certain small opportunities so that they can really, they can get change for good.
So what he did in the school?
He did electricity, and now he's very, very desperate now behind me now for an internship, trying to find secure lay subcontractor for him so that he can go there and go do a practical and thing, because he can't wait to go and maybe start to practice for real life. So
what is the general atmosphere when it comes to, usually they say the young people are very they like to aspire for different things, and most of the time when you hear about conduct and attitude and behavior, it is sort of attributed to these young people. Have you had any experience with the bunch or group of people you have been working with, and if so, how have you dealt with it?
we have not had. We have a lot of diverse young people at the SVTR, the campus there, but we don't have an instant where maybe somebody come and be really misbehaving on us. It's just like everybody will come. somehow the way we present ourselves to can also help them to know that what they have come is somewhere that we want to make impact in their life. If they are not prepared for impact, then they should not maybe venture around the SVTR.
So what do you say to them?
And there's some behavior.
Somebody has come in day one, and like you saw the guy, you were looking at him, you were suspicious of his physical appearance. What are those things that you say to them? Probably that would make sense to them. That when you come to this institution,
You got to organize yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, like for example, on so many occasions, some young people like maybe like some of those older than me said they will come to the school and they want to enroll the different programs, so now they don't have the what it take to pay and thing to enroll the program, and then maybe I want to have some conversation with them to find out what's their problem. So I ask you, also, my man, you want to enroll the program? What's your problem? He said, oh, doctor, I'm not having money, and the money small, the money I having, some of them will experience some pathetic stories.
They call you doctor.
Yeah, they call me doctor now.
That sounds to me like some of our at-risk youth language.
Yeah. You know that young people language.
Yeah, so they call you
So
doctor.
if you are into this type of training and thing, you have to be prepared. Like the prof, the doctor, and thing, they will call you those names then, and you yourself too have to, because if you want to impact somebody or make positive impact in somebody's life too, you have to first accept them for who they are before you can try to transform them. But if you don't do it, you say, oh, don't call me doctor, the male start feeling, oh, but what kind of man is so?
Yeah, male
So
girlfriend.
let me get friend or the man said a hard thing. Then now you instead of you accept he coming around you, now you feel like maybe the man he now somebody to get friend with it because he always trying to push people back. So always be friendly with them, and then we try to see how we can help them. But I tell you for sure, the program at St. John is helping a lot of young people, and we keep encouraging a lot of young people to take advantage of the program because it's about making yourself marketable. It's about making the current dispensation we are in. If you are not useful to the society, you will just be a liability. So I see no reason why people graduate from high schools and just sit down and fold their arm and be looking for manna to fall from heaven. Some of those scholarship opportunity we giving to at the SVT, some of young people are making use of good money, but they don't want to take advantage of opportunities. So it is an opportunity for them again, because we only pay $65 now. And now we have two classes now, the masonry class and the masonry class, the plumbing class. We giving those classes. We're trying to take huge number of students there because we realize that
Up to how many students?
Up to like 30, 40 students in a masonry class, because we're trying to divide into two, three circles, and we want to have a huge number there. So we're trying to like give it out for like practically $65 you enroll for the 9 months and be able to acquire those vocational skills and be able to make yourself marketable out there.
So in the wake of your own experience going to the university and life being a little bit tough, I know a lot of young people face the same situation
Sure.
today. Is it anywhere possible that, some of these young people can decide, even though I'm in university, I will take up some of my time to go and secure a skill that could otherwise help me generate some resources to sponsor my university studies?
It is possible because I had, for example, I had some classmates. I was doing, when I was at the verge of graduating from the university, when I was doing my, let's say, 400 courses, there was this lady who dropped from the university because of some other problem. And only to graduate, when I opened the program, she was one of the first graduates from the plumbing class.
She attended the vocational school.
Yeah, she was one of the first graduates from the plumbing class. She attended the vocational school. She graduated with the last batch of people that graduated. So she hasn't. I don't know whether she has completed her university courses, because from the last time she must have that up to the time she graduated, she hasn't gone back to the university. And then there was this one of my friends who also graduated along with me from the university, from the United Methodist University. That's two of my friends who graduated with me from the United Methodist University. I've also decided to take courses at the school. So this person class is about to go for internship too. They are with this class going for internship. So they are seeing the usefulness of vocational or TVET education. So they see that, not everybody can make it with a degree or something else, or there must be something attached to the degree in order to make it in the real life. Because the real world is not just about the degree or whatever. You must have some physical or technical skills to be able to do some things. Because why you be eating until you can get a degree job? You don't have anything to eat here. You got electrical knowledge. You can make money on it.
You know, I have a professional colleague, and I hope you will forgive me for bringing this information of this public. Volcano Shelton used to work here at LBS, one of the brightest in this country. He was on the radio, and then he went to LOIC. He learned carpentry. When he went to the States, he made a visit back to Liberia and said, "Look, listen, the first thing I was able to do in America is carpentry." I was like, "Wow, you mean what you were doing at LOIC?" And that's just a classical example of what you were explaining. So
Yes, it's actually sometimes the case. You find out that people attend schools, you have degree, but sometimes you don't find the job for the degree, and maybe the vocational opportunity could be a way forward with that. So I think some young people are taking advantage of the initiative, as you said. But then attending vocational school.
And there's this female, let me say, there's this female who she had graduated way long. She got a let's say 2 BSc in different let's say disciplines, and then she came to do missionary and
back.
electricity at the SVTR. And the purpose she came to do missionary and electricity for is because, according to her, she has interest in opening a company. And when she opened the company, she want to have a knowledge of why it take to be an electrician, or
So
why
she
it take to
don't-
be or let's say a mason, so that you don't open company when you don't have knowledge
Knowledge
of
of it.
managing the institution, or knowledge of why it takes to be the one doing the job. So we train her. I mean, we train her. She will be going for internship with this class now. The present class will be going for internship with them very soon. So as soon as she graduates, she may have the luxury of resources, luxury of cash to do everything she want to do, but she just want to have the knowledge of why it takes to manage the people she want to hire.
So
you
she
see-
don't want to be, a novice who could be
Yeah.
Joe sometimes, but even her employees.
You don't know how to do estimation. Somebody you take somebody horse contract, 3-bedroom contract. You have your let's say your building construction company. You don't know how to, masonry. You come with, let's say contractor. You come to you with any figure and say, oh, that we need it. That's what's the amount of materials. And you yourself too, if you have a practical knowledge of all those things, you would sit and do your own little let's say mathematics, and you will know that, oh yeah, even though I'm not prepared to go in the field to lay black, but with my own lay knowledge I gathered from SVTI, it told me that the amount of material can be used to build 3-bedroom house. So just simple knowledge. You want to manage people, you want to open your company, you can come and just do the different things and be able to manage your people well.
Yeah, I see, Mr. Donokolo. I mean, I'm just imagining what you were talking about. Probably Taga leaves the radio, he goes out there, he wants to put up some 2-3 rooms, and he calls somebody to come and carry out the work. He's able to say, no, this is not done the right way, because he's got some
He's got some skills.
background. And so how would you emphasize the importance of technical vocational education, not only for at-risk youth, even professional people? If you have a little LEC or electricity problem in your home, you don't have to fight with the heat. You know what to do from left to right. I'm not encouraging people to just jump in.
To just jump on the pool.
But at the same time, if your septic system is giving problem, you know what to do. So how can you really put across the importance of going to get vocational technical skills?
Yeah, so we all know the world is evolving every day, and the present dispensation we are in now, Liberia, is fast developing, and young people, especially people who are maybe of, let's say, the recent breed of young people, they are, let's say, popularly known to be vulnerable, and they are popularly known to be, not less busy, not want to take advantage of opportunities and things. And the country is going out for professionals, which is not supposed to be. We are crying behind government every day to create opportunity for young people, but then we also have to prepare ourselves for these opportunities. So there is a need. There is a need that we as young people take advantage of the opportunities so that we can be able to secure ourselves for a good future. Because if we don't do it, the other people are doing it. For example, like days back, my father is not really based in Monserrado, so he came from Tapeta, where he really based. He came from Tapeta recently, and then he saw one of your colleagues in the school doing electricity. So he did nursing at SMART.
Okay.
So when he He saw his colleagues. He said, "Oh, you are like shocked. You are shocked." He said, "Oh, they made me to be the registrar when I was smart.
Mhm.
How they made in the school?" So that the news on Nina used to call each other by them. So then they embrace each other with that name, and then they shook hands, and then he like invited the guy on the side for a pocket side this conversation. And the guy he asked, "Why is it that you coming to do TV education?" And the guy said, "Oh, but it has been my passion long to do electricity because even though I may know all the book now, but I just feel like my properties I have and all the things all the investment I'm making and thing, there's a need I have the basic knowledge on the thing because if you tomorrow something happen, I will not have to go way abroad to go call somebody to come pay them huge money. Even if I calling somebody said it will just be somebody to just have to just tap my effort up to make maybe what I want to do to happen. And again, yesterday, I think last night we all followed there was some, I think six different horses burning in Oro.
Mhm.
Imagine if those six horses have people who were knowledgeable of maybe because I think it was just caused by electrical shock and thing.
Okay.
Imagine if those people had knowledge of just basic electricity and what to do, what not to do if things are happening in the way that they're not supposed to happen. There wouldn't have been that type of destruction disaster yesterday. But it happened because probably people who were there didn't have knowledge of this thing, and people who had knowledge when they came down when the horses were already on fire. So these things are just needed to keep ourselves on the guard so that in case of any inconvenience tomorrow or in case of any situation tomorrow, we can be able to assist the process to
Okay.
ensure that we may not want to be electricity claiming on the LEC pole, but we can be able to have that basic knowledge to be able to assist.
Mhm.
So-
I had an opportunity to work with the World Bank project, and I told a joke one time to the head of the project, the country director of the project, that there was this man. He had his wife. He was a well-to-do guy. They made a trip to their village one time, and the driver they had been crying about low salary, and he wanted pay raise, but then he was not getting it. They went to the village, and the driver kept, operating the vehicle as though it had problem, not knowing he had a grand plan. So they drove late. As they got into the forested area, the guy cut the car engine off, and then he pretended like there was a problem with the car. And then he decided to get down to go and fix the car. The guy and his wife are sitting in the car. The guy went in the engine and came back and handed the keys back to the boss man. This is a man who has never driven a car before.
Mhm.
And his boss said, "Why are you handing the keys over to me? Let's go. This place is not safe." He said, "Chief, I have resigned because you refused to increase my salary." And the guy started crying because he could not drive. And he started to
Imagine.
beg the driver to take him to town. Eventually, the guy took them to town. They slept. The next morning, he got so angry, he fired the guy. The wife said, "No, you can't fire this guy. What you should do is learn to drive. Keep him on, let him teach you, and the next time we'll not have this situation." So just to say, as you emphasize the need for skill training, its key is very important. So I'm going to drop it up to Taga. I hope we will be taking some calls in the rest.
Okay, so just before we open the line, something that is very important, you can just throw light on this. Many times you find out that young people will want to attend these schools, the vocational schools, but they are one way challenged as it relates to, buy materials, to enroll in the program. You want to tell us about how your school is like in terms of students attending in this aspect about purchasing materials?
Okay, for the SVTR, the department already need more materials when it comes to every on a daily basis is the cosmetology or beauty care department. So what we do is in the baking department also. So what we do is ahead of the school or class opening, the school will make available the material that the teacher will need for illustration purpose. Meaning, if the teacher is about to teach you how to maybe face this type of hair, the school will provide that one for the teacher. And then the teacher be able to do the illustration before you and teach you how to do it. And then you, the student, when you have a homework to do that same hair and bring it, or when you have a homework to bring your client to the campus and demonstrate that hair before the teacher now, then you will bring your own materials to do so. Because we don't want to be like, oh, every time the teacher calling the students to bring materials so she can be able to teach them. So like we do for the people doing the pastry and catering. We buy flour, we buy all the basic materials and they're on the campus, and Student only bake their bread, maybe with the first flour bag, and then maybe sell them out because there are people on the campus who can buy the bread, sell them out, and then they can be able to use that money now to be able to carry the class now. Every time they bake new bread to sell, they use the money to buy other material for the next bread they will bake. So that's how we do it to sustain the class.
So with the case of the electricity students, how it goes on?
Electricity students, there's in real. There are two kits.
The school has a lab where maybe students can observe some of those things.
Yeah, the school has a lab where students go to do practical. That is to do their different wire display, do their different connection, all the different exercises. But then the student must have their electricity toolkit. It's very important for them because you don't want to train a batch of students because of maybe the present financial situation, just keep them reckless. Students must present that they what they are learning. They have plan for maybe themselves after. So we want to, as we enter the school, we tell you that this thing you are learning, the electricity, like the plumbing, the masonry, and things. We tell you that you must have these basic materials to be able, even if you don't have the rest of the other materials, these are the basic ones you need to carry yourself through as an electrician or as a plumber or as a construction person.
So you got to get your safety boots, all the things.
You have to get your safety. You got safety come first. You have to be having your safety gears on you, because if you go to somebody's house, the first thing you have to do is you must be safe to venture with any material, and then you have to have your basic tools, because you have screwdriver, you have your tester, you have your all the basic materials that you need first. There are first tools that you need. The teacher will tell you in the first 3 months of training you must have them, because the practical come in after 3 months.
Yes, because some of these schools, the reason why I'm asking, some of the schools will purchase these things for low amount of dollars out there. They take them on the campus and they decide to sell them, on a very high cost. And students will be challenged. Like every day you go, you have to buy this and buy that. And sometimes the tuition might not be too high in terms of the payment is maybe at 65, that it could be affordable. But sometimes the cost of materials, get very high to the extent that it goes above the tuition.
So we don't sell materials at SVT. What we do is the school has a customized reflector and the helmet they wear for safety purposes. These are the only materials that the school sell because they are all customized.
Okay.
So besides that, the materials for practice or the tools, the basic tools you will need, the teacher you only have to, because a lot of the students will come to the campus and say, "Oh, for Raphael, what do I need to buy? Am I buying the materials from here?" What we tell them is this: wait for your teacher, let him tell you the basic materials you need, and then you will direct you. Sometimes they go to Ego Electrical, sometimes they go to different people selling along the road to get those materials for themselves, because they need them before they can start active practical. Even the demonstration that they do on campus, they do with electricity business and all the things, and they need them.
Yeah, but unlike the case in some schools, as we hear sometime, where the schools will
tell the student to go buy
here. Astronomical. Do you do that at your institution?
We don't do it. Even if the safety boots at the bar side, we tell them, say, you go to the place and buy the safety boot. They can sell it cheaper. They can sell it cheaper at the place. They sell it cheaper at the place. We tell them that. We tell them all that. We even show them best options there, maybe so that they don't spend too much when they go out, because we know they are students.
We talk about every student needing a toolkit. After training, what happens? Do you collect the toolkits from them and keep them in the school, or do you let them carry away their toolkits?
No, it is for their use, because now for example, we send first batch of students for internship. Mm-hmm. The reason we send them for internship is because we want them to get on the field experience of the thing they learn in the classroom. But then before you can get on the field experience of the thing you learn in the classroom, you must have the primary tools to operate with. Mm-hmm. So before you can go for internship now, you must have your toolkit ready. You must have your safety boots ready, your safety hat, your helmet ready. Everything you must be checked well, so that when you go there, we can be sending you for training and be putting yourself at risk.
So those are like preconditions for
your internship. Like the girls will be going for hair, let's say cosmetology. They are training in, maybe for now they are small adult, because some of them are renowned salon around the country. We can send you to somebody renowned salon, and then you're not able to present yourself like, oh, with the primary material as a cosmetology or beauty care person. Then the school will look like maybe the school is not really imparting you well.
Are you considering perhaps talking to some entities, some individuals, some organizations to the effect that, look, I'm training these kinds of skills. So just in case you have need, we can send some of our people to work with you, because these could be extra opportunities for other students who might be leaving school. Say, for instance, you're training drivers, and some of these organizations would say, okay, we want people who have gone to driving school. Do you have such programs? Are you thinking of it so that at least it helps your student with job placement?
So that what we've been thinking on. Let's say we had some 2-3 meetings weeks ago with regards to that, because we realized that the past students we train, they were in the government transition period. We have some meeting with the MPA, the authorities there, the HR department, so that they could have absorbed those students, the one who did the technical, the plumbing, like AC repair and things, so they can be able to absorb them for at least internship, or let's say voluntary service, maybe where they can see their performance and be able to absorb some of them. But then, unfortunately, too, it was in the transition period, so the government had changed now, so we have to go back and reestablish those conversation again. We talked to some other hotels around here, like the Colony Hotel right here, that we can carry plumbers there for them to do their practical there for at least 3 months, and then based on how they see their performance, they can absorb them in their maintenance department or whatever. But then they told us that when we are ready, when they are ready, they will call us. But then we had the conversation with our manager. He told us that as soon as they get ready, because now they are carrying on some structure of the building in front of their place, then when they are ready, they will call us. So there's a whole lot of conversation we've been having with people, even some USAID, let's say subcontractor, because there was some people who got contract or grant from USAID, and they wanted also train their females in bread making, all the things. So we've been having a conversation with them. We are waiting on them now to see maybe how soon they will come, so that we can be able to start with regards to that. So these are things we've been that's a conversation we've been having with regards to how we can help to impact our students.
They say Monrovia is not Liberia, and you have a lot of people concentrating their activities in Monrovia, and the development of Liberia is beyond the development of Monrovia. So do you have any plans to decentralize, sort of, or maybe operate outside of Monrovia in other places, provide similar opportunities for young
people? We've been offered some opportunities in some different counties to carry a similar program there. But there are so many things we are taking into consideration, the manpower, the resources, what it takes to start a game somewhere. So there's a whole lot. So we still observing the process until we can have those resources, and what it takes to go to the other counties, we'll do. But we really want to make impact beyond, because there are people who will call us from Brewer. Imagine there are some people coming from Carisburg to LBS community. Carisburg, yeah. There are people coming from far as Aratu, Marshall. I tell you, there's some guy doing masonry construction. He come from Marshall every day to come to LBS community to do his masonry, to go back. So there's people coming from Bananville, like the other girls are just asking for internship. They will live in Bananville. They wanted me to even send them to the area, but they had some other opportunities, so one good settle, so they had to go there to do their internship. So there are people coming from far places to come to the school. So people like Brewerville people will call me out there and say, hey, yeah, we're not near you. The people from Carway will call me often, because now they announce, announcement at radio, it will go all over. When they call me, I say, oh, but we're not near you. But maybe one day we'll try to open branch there. I will just end the conversation with them. They will say all the good things. So now they will see the Facebook advertisement too running, and then they say, oh, but I see you on Facebook. I won't come to the school by the way. I say, but we're not near you. That one people came from way, like was that? That Nuclear Town, Logan Town to get information sheet. We realized that the school, the distance, and all the things he calculated, I realized that you wanted to come to the school, but the distance is too much and everything is kind of too much. So we just talk it out. And I said, but maybe one day you can tell some of your interests are living around here, then you can come and live around here and come to the school, because I think that's the easier way, because so you spend too much money.
So the Ministry of Youth and Sports is one ministry that has a lot of responsibility for young people. Are you in contact with the ministry as far as helping with the TVET situation in the country is concerned? Because I guess there's an office on TVET.
Yeah, there's an office on TVET.
Are you in touch with them? Are you having conversations with them?
Development.
Yeah, around youth development and how you can decentralize. If you're having those conversations, where are we?
Right now we've been there on several occasions. Like the Ministry of Youth and Sport, what they having, I used to have this kind of friendship with the Deputy Minister for Administration. Then they used to call her Audrey Smith for, and we had a conversation once. But what they would say is they are already dealing with government-owned TVET schools. That there's some program being sponsored by the European Union now, and they are only focusing on. As I contacted the implementer and the contact person for that project, and he told me that they are only focusing on government-owned schools. They are only helping government-owned schools. They don't really care about private institutions.
No, I sorry for interrupting. I will not very easily accept that they don't care. Let's probably we need to look at our approach to how we are engaging.
Yeah, sorry
For
maybe
example,
hash.
yeah, if I mean like we have a change in government, if the approach is okay, you know what we want is give us 2 teachers, for an example, with specific skills that the government can pay.
Yeah, but
that should be a way of collaborating and helping to sort of these.
But just there, because you know the TVET programming like we doesn't really have or combine, let's say condensed curriculum that teachers will go by to say, oh, teach this at the beginning of this and thing. So recently the UNDP is trying to get involved with that, and they were able to train at least two of our teachers were able to go there to be able to give their own input to when it comes to the development of the curriculum.
Yeah, so because definitely it's becoming like almost a necessity that there is
for the country. Yes, because the curriculum will serve as a guideline, and you see even those who teach in the high school, that tells you this is the topic you teach. First period, second period, and what are those various subtopics as well under them as well.
Thank you. So and the thing is, what would be your reaction to an advocacy for even schools to have some skills training in the schools?
Like high schools.
It's very, very necessary.
Okay,
very, very necessary because I remember
as part of their coursework, academic coursework in the school.
Yeah, I remember having conversation with some schools around here. Like there's some school dominion right around here. I had a conversation with them, but it was late day. They already prepared their information brochure. So when I went there, the principal said, "But we already sold the brochure to almost more than half of the parents and things. So there's no way we can let's say do that adjustment now. But the new semester when we open it, you can come and then we can be able to strike that deal so that dominion here can start to offer one or two of those TVET courses at student will. I mean, maybe I want to do pastry, or I want to do like maybe basic electricity. Then the student will decide which one they want to do, and then maybe we can send a teacher there or professional person that will be able to teach them while they are in high school. And before they graduate, they already know, maybe they already have basic knowledge of some electricity or pastry or some tailoring or something like that or beauty care.
Yeah, but I'm looking at a more holistic approach. With your engagement, okay, let me go to Tiger. Apparently, somebody's on the line this morning.
No, just proceed.
I'm talking about your engagement with because can the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, come together, develop a national curriculum on TVET, where all of the TVET institutions will follow that curriculum to sort of like in the schools they are using it, you teaching TVET in the other institutions are teaching
you are using it.
Yeah, so that we have this organized approach towards TVET education.
So that is our prayer. We running the TVET institution. That is our prayer because we realize that people will just get up one day and say because they want to be representative tomorrow, they just open one 3-month school and say they're training electricity people. And not knowing that they are putting the young people at risk because
the disclaimer is we are not condemning what they are.
We are not condemning their effort.
Okay.
We are not condemning that effort. It's a fine idea to say you want to impact young people's life, but then too, the approach must be holistic too. You can't train a man half trained men or dangerous men to society. So you just train somebody for 3 months and then you graduate them with electricity document. And then that person now is scared. That somebody came to my office days ago. He said, "Oh, I followed some advertisement and then I went to some school and then." Unfortunately for me, the training we did there, right now, he said you want to do electricity at SVTR. So he said he followed some advertisement, he went to some school and then he got frustrated there because he graduated from the school, but then he's scared to test wire. I said, but why are you scared to test wire? He said, Paul, the confidence is not in me to test some of them because I didn't play with anyone in the school. I only want blabbo, whole day blabbo. I said, but it just remind me that there are similar things other people will just do 3 months, say, can go get 3 months that they will get in plumbing, 3 months that they will get in electricity, all the things. And then the person graduated and the person is not really able they don't have that confidence when it comes to working with those materials that you taught them or they're supposed to work with. I have some of the people who graduate from the vocational school and not able to do anything. They just sit down to the whole day, they're not doing anything. Then you think that maybe why the man graduating is able to go, but he don't work. But because that man, the school didn't really put the confidence in him, they didn't teach him practically. That's the reason why he just sitting home. He don't want to do anything because he's scared to hear himself. His own life involved with some other materials.
Okay, so we will hold you there a bit. If you have just joined us, this is the Super Morning Show here on ELBC Radio 99.9. And we are transmitting to you from Pinsville outside Monrovia. Our guest here this morning is the founder of the St. John Vocational School in the LBS community. His name is Raphael E. Donacolo II, and he has been telling us a lot here about his initiative. So if you want to join the conversation here this morning, you can call us on 0776 740673. 0776-740673. Perhaps you have been listening to the conversation and you have a question for the CEO and the founder here of St. John Vocational School, where he can respond to them here on the Super Morning Show. 0776-740673. We've been joined by this caller on the line here. Good morning, welcome.
A very pleasant good morning. And let me say good morning to my own big brother and a leader in studio there, Mr. Donacolo. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
This is the voice of Eric Sartilo. I'm actually a resident of District 3, Monserrado County, but this morning I speak to you from Bangladesh.
Go ahead.
Let me appreciate. Hello?
Yes, go ahead with your concern quickly.
Okay, let me appreciate your studio guest who happens to be my own big brother. I'd like to appreciate him for his work with the youth of our country. You know, TV education is very important. In fact, the actual benefit of TV education is help you become an instant employee. Where imagine if you choose to do for me, for example, you can become your own employee immediately after graduation. So what I have to say is to encourage our youth out there, most of our young people who are just riding back, involved with winners, playing, gambling on a daily basis with absolutely nothing to do. You can make use of the opportunity, find a little vocational school, go get small skill where you be able to help and inspire yourself instead of wasting your time, because time wait for no man. Thank you very much for the conversation.
Let's talk to the next caller on the line. Good morning, welcome. Too bad this caller dropped the line. Call us on 0776-740673, 0776-740673. We have this caller on the line here. Good morning, welcome. Oh, do me a favor. Just walk away from your monitor. I will appreciate you for doing that. So let's talk to this caller on the line here. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your live, go ahead. Your name and where you join us from.
Yeah, I'm strong. The way you William from Straka Aslan, Carlosville.
You live, go ahead.
Yeah, let me firstly appreciate you guys for having a conversation with someone who is impactful to the larger society. And let me say thank you to the studio host, Raphael Donacolo. I have been hearing about this fellow, and I'm so pleased today to have heard him on air. Chief, Mr. Donacolo, I want to say thank you for your initiative, and I think you are some of the young people that the country need to impact the youth. I have been hearing about you and want to get your contact so we can have a discussion, because I told that some of my colleagues around here, they have benefited immensely from your program. Just imagine one of the students that you send out for internship, to my utmost surprise, they have been contracted by the LEC. And
Thank you. He will provide his number. Let's talk to this caller, then we can just go back to our guest. We have roughly 8 minutes to go. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, go ahead. Tell us the name, where you join us from.
My name is Jerry. I'm calling from Seminary.
Okay, let's hear you.
I hear about computer, but I hear everything be about it. So how is it too?
See that? Too bad. I'm not getting it, what this guy is saying. Let me get.
I think he's asking a question about computer program.
Okay, hello. Let me just squeeze in this one. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, go ahead. Your name quickly in just 30 seconds.
This is Ed Lauren Bobo calling from Lupa Country Fire District this morning.
Yes, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, let me appreciate the studio guests for the expose. Like I talk to you within myself that some all we follow the same and the level he's trying to bring in Liberia. But we believe that Liberian, if we get 2-3 of them, we're able to at least eradicate poverty in this country. But with the question, like my son in the space rate this year, when he started the education is private because of skill training, but because now he every day he had to go to school to get documents. Like because he's in the studio, like always number two can talk with. Thank you so much this morning.
Okay, thank you. There's a text message here. It just reached me, and I can just go through that. This person is very concerned with something has to do with electricity. Then we can get back to our guest here. It says, I want to know if they need electricity teacher. I want to know. Okay, so that is for the guest here. Let's go back to our guest, Raphael Donokolo. You listen to a lot of the callers commending you. Unlike one of the callers who was trying to ask a question, we didn't get that too well. And the next caller or texter here rather is asking us why do you need a teacher for electricity. So it's back to you.
Yeah, so I want to say thanks to the caller for the kind words, and I'm honored. You know, this is as a young person, I feel this is my calling, because to start a program like this, and then you see a lot of young people, you know, coming to you and believing that through you serving as a conduit, their life can be changed. It's a whole heavy task, and it's something that is worth doing as a young person, because you know, when I often sit with smaller young people, I'll be thinking like, this is somebody that they myself got a long way to go. If I just, let's say, because you know, some people are some way crooked, they will just extort money from people without giving them the real material they came for. So I always say to myself, but if I do similar thing to the young people now, 10 years from now, we'll say see them, man. 15 years from now, we'll say see them, man. Because he and myself we are almost of the same age group. So there's nothing I can do. Anything I do now, ugly to those people will serve as a trap for me in the future. So let me do my best I can do to be able to see how best I can help them, so that they can earn those skills and those technical knowledge they want to earn. So SVTR now is giving out tuition-free scholarship. The targeted people are the pimping riders, the motorcyclists, the Yana boys, the marketeers. Those less basic graduates who just graduated from the university, from the high schools, and sitting now in a community not doing nothing. And all Liberians who want to do vocational and technical skill training.
Now, they are also concerned of how can they reach out to you. You know, getting the scholarship is important. You have also explained a whole lot here about your initiative.
Yes,
to reach out to you. You have a specific
so to benefit from the scholarship, you just need to visit the campus in the LBS community and pick up the form. The form is sold for 500 LD. If you have other concerns that you want to find out other information about SVTR, you can call those numbers I'm about to read to you. The first number is 0775 91 70 90.
Read that again.
0775 91 70 90.
Is there a Lone Star?
Yeah, and the Lone Star number is 0888 234 666.
Again.
0888 234 666. And the registrar number, let me call the registrar number so that maybe a lot of them can get to her. 0776 966843. The registrar number for St. John is 0776 966843. You can call her and you can interact. You can tell her more of your interest in the school, and then she will be able to tell you all you need to do.
Okay, so we will have to let you go, but just before we do that, is there any final word you want to give out? Then we can let you go. 3 minutes up to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, our next guest is already set as I'm getting signal from out there. So, go ahead.
So I just want to tell the young people who believe in us for the work we do, thank you for believing in us. And I want to encourage a lot of young people out there to take advantage of vocational training and be able to empower themselves and make themselves marketable instead of sitting down in the community where they're doing nothing. Because TVET make you self-employed and make you to be your own boss. And I want to be grateful to my father, Raphael Idonokoro Senior, for giving me the opportunity to be able to exercise my full potential, to be able to exercise, what I have in me, because it was through him that this opportunity was given life. It was through him that my dream was given life. So I want to be grateful to him for the platform giving me to be able to do my best. I want to also be happy and grateful to the ERBC family for all the partnership they keep doing for me, to give me the opportunity to appear on their radio today again. Last day, one time I appear here again through Vafle Camera. I want to be grateful to you guys. You've been doing extremely well here. And also, SVTI is open for partnership. If you have interest in working with the school on other projects, or you think the school is very important in working with, you can contact us. Like, we've been there for we've been in the community activities and things. We've been doing our own social corporate responsibilities around other communities. So we are open to partnership. Anybody want to partner with us in any initiative, we are here and we are willing to work with you. So thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for having me on your show this morning.
Okay, thank you. His name is Raphael Donokolo. He is the founder and the CEO of St. John Vocational School here in the LBS community. He has been telling us a lot here about his initiative. It's a minute up to 9 o'clock. At 9, we will play host to the representative of District Number 4, Montserrat County, Anthony Michael Thomas, who is also the newly appointed head on the Judicial Committee at the Lower House. Anthony Michael Thomas will sit here this morning as we're going to talk on reconciliation in the district. I'm being told that tomorrow there will be a meeting planned to have along with community leaders in District Number 4, Montserrat County. Last week he also was able to have a meeting with some of the former candidates who contested in the October 10 election in how best that they can reconcile and move the district forward following the campaign process. And now he's a lawmaker, is a way forward.